Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to satsang today. मुझे जी की जय. Thank you all so much for joining in. And if this is your first time in satsang, the way to ask questions is through the chat window. Namaste, namaste. There's a helicopter that is flying past at this moment. So, what would you like to speak about today? Namaste. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Claire says, can I share something? Of course. Mhm. Zoe says, Oscar just wrote hi. Hello, dear one. Welcome to Satsang. So while we wait for Claire to share, what should we do? Maybe we play a bhajan? What do you say? Claire has already put up something. So Claire says, it's a funny thing. When I woke up this morning, the complainer was very apparent inside. And I realized that it's not a problem. It's just lining up, asking for freedom. So I put it in the fire and smiled. Thank you. Very good. All these tricks of the mind are now getting exposed. And even if we believe this thought, that freedom is what I want. Even if you believe this thought, that freedom is what I want, that is the only thing which is binding you in this moment. Not really, but seemingly. That's why we say that you are completely free right now till you choose to believe your next thought. See, it's become so simple. And Bhagavati ji says silence is good. Yes, yes. So maybe today we just can play one bhajan and then be in silence unless someone has a burning question.
न दातो न माता न बन्धुर्न दाता न पुत्रो न पुत्री न भृत्यो न भर्ता न जाया न वेद्या न वृत्तिर्ममैव गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि भवाब्धावपारे महादुःखभीरो प्रपात प्रकामी प्रलोभी प्रमत्ता कुसंसार पाश प्रबद्ध सदा गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि न जानामि दानं न च ध्यानयोगम् जानामि तन्त्रं न च स्तोत्रमन्त्रम् न जानामि पूजां न च न्यासयोगम् गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि न जानामि पुण्यं न जानामि तीर्थम् न जानामि मुक्तिं लयं वा कदाचित् न जानामि भक्तिं व्रतं वापि माता गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि कुकर्मी कुसङ्गी कुबुद्धि कुदास कुलाचारहीन कदाचारलीन कुदृष्टि कुवाक्य प्रबन्ध सदाहम् गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि प्रजेशं रमेशं महेशं सुरेशं दिनेशं निशीथेश्वरं वा कदाचित् न जानामि चान्यत् सदाहं शरण्ये गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि विवादे विषादे प्रमादे प्रवासे जले चानले पर्वते शत्रुमध्ये अरण्ये शरण्ये सदा मां प्रपाहि गतेस्त्वं गतेस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि अनाथो दरिद्रो जरारोगयुक्तो महाक्षीणदीन सदा जाड्यवक्त्रा विपत्तो प्रविष्ट प्रणष्ट सदा गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका भवानि गतिस्त्वं गतिस्त्वं त्वमेका
So Julio had said, can you please speak about tendencies spontaneously flaring up from anger or personhood memories? Now, when we have let go, then all this might come up to get released actually. If you're not resisting, then what will happen is then they are allowed to get released. But if we resist, if we say that this should not happen now, if you fight what is, if you try to fight what is, it is the what is which wins. The mind can never win against what is. But in the fight, you will become tired. So let everything come and go. And if anger is getting released in this way, it is fine. As long as it is not a habit. And if you feel that anger has become a habit now, then also as your concepts are getting free now, as you're becoming free from all concepts, then you will find that you have nothing left to defend. There is nothing here that can be attacked. Therefore, there is nothing left to defend. And if there is nothing left to defend, then you will not experience the habitual anger. But if it is a rare once in a while occurrence, then let these energies just get released. Don't give it another thought. Don't make it into something important. Continue to identify with just the witnessing itself. Let all of this come and go. Loni says, I have gotten the most precious gift. I have been invited to Monte Sahaja for a month. Very good. I am so happy. Family supported this until now, where it has become real. Now they are really scared and grumpy and negative. Can I support them in any way? They are fearful about losing you, and all their tendencies about losing you or about all the fears of what you might become might be showing up for them. So we can be compassionate towards them. Not necessary to force any sort of understanding. You know what they are going through because from our own memory we have seen it happen for ourselves. So don't judge them in any way. Just be completely happy and compassionate. And if it is truly your best interest, which is in their heart, when they see that you are happy and you are joyful, then all of this will get washed away. It's completely fine. This is very good news. Wonderful. Vipke says, would like to check with you. There's an emptiness here. Not sure if it may be a subtle indifference. Wow, writing this, fear comes up. You say that there is an emptiness here. And you're wondering whether this is indifference. So, like we said, don't worry about labeling any state. Be completely unconcerned by which state is arising. Don't even label it. And without the labeling, most of the trouble is gone. Then you realize that none of this is yours. Even the fear which is coming up is not yours, it is just another appearance. Just like this plane which is going to fly past is an appearance. Just because it is appearing doesn't make it mine. At best, it makes it my appearance. It is actually nothing at all. But it's very easy for the mind to pick it up and say, "Oh, why does this always happen during satsang? You know, why is it so noisy? Are people getting distracted?" So if you fall into the pattern of following the mind, following these thoughts, then it becomes all of this. Actually, it is just coming and going. It is nothing at all. No state can stay. Although it is called a state, it cannot stay. You are just the witnessing of all this. You see, we discussed also the other day that we must not take our temperature also all the time. In fact, don't take your temperature at all. Because in taking our temperature, we are constantly giving labels to what is happening to me. And actually, nothing is happening to me. all that is appearing, all these feelings, fear, worry, joy, bliss, peace, all these are constantly coming and going. If we attach or have an aversion to any state, then we are creating conditions for our own freedom. You have the power now to let it all be. Just let it be. And if it's still something comes strong, then you find out the me to which this is happening to. It is happening to nobody. This is very good. Very good. Amaya says, wow, love the bhajan. Yes, very nice. Aradhana says, Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivo. Naomi said, lovely. And Aradhana says, Bhavani Ashtakam. Yes, that's what was playing. Very beautiful. Cornelia said, oh, so beautiful, silence sings. Yes. Claire says, exposing the denier here. Yes. Zoe says, blissful. Atma says, at your feet. Jurim says, so beautiful, Father. Cornelia said, thank you, my dearest one. Deenan says, that is so peaceful, thank you. Very welcome. Oh, D is also with us, very good. She says, beautiful bhajan, thank you, very welcome, my dear. Welcome, Lizelle. Bhagwati ji says, jumped up. The bhajan was an immaculate silence. Yes. Thank you. Rashmi says, loads of tears with the bhajan, Father. Very cleansing. Very nice. Louis says, feels very quiet here, Father. Big hug. Just realize this is similar to what you speak, Father. Because actually there is so much noise in the background here, kids and visitors. But it feels so quiet here in satsang. Just like noise of the mind going in the background, but staying with my being. Yes, this is very good to see. Very good. And Rashmi says, surrendering this thermometer, Father. Very good. Very good. Jenny, welcome. Vitke says, there is absolutely no me here. But there was a fear that the ego is hiding behind the eyeballs, throwing this into the fire. At your feet, Father. I was physically present in that satsang, which Muji speaks about. And he says that he asked one, what is looking from behind those eyes? And this one said, and this was in Thiru actually, this one said that it is the conditioning. But actually, it can only seem like that. It can only seem like that. What does it mean? And conditioning is watching from behind the eyes. It means that it is looking at everything from a needy perspective, from a what's in it for me perspective. You see, when we look at the world from what can I get, constantly looking for what can I get, or what do I have to be fearful of. This is what it must mean when we say that behind the eyeballs there is conditioning. But it is very simple to see that there is no such thing in reality. Now, for you This idea of personhood is completely dissolving. Very, very simple. Very good. Kapil says, Namaste Ananta and Sangha just joined. Issues with internet still here. Will hopefully be resolved in a day or two. It's fine, my dear. Namaste Ajnani. Welcome. Atma says, this morning repeated the old feeling of having lost something, but now I am realizing that nothing has ever lost, just as gone. Nothing real can also go. Only appearances come and go. Claire says, Dear Father, I am not saying this to oppose you, yes. But I find that when a whole lot of stuff is coming up, that it simplifies it and helps me to capture it when I give it a label. Like example, oh, all this is just the comparer. Yes. Yes. Initially, it can seem helpful like this. That this is to say, oh, this is that old tendency of comparing. This is the old tendency of denying. This is the old tendency of fear. You see, it's good initially to do like this, but there comes a time where all this will be let go of. It'll be enough to say that all this is the same guy. So we don't even need to distinguish between whatever is appearing. None of what is appearing is me or mine. Otherwise, the mind can trick you, you see. It'll keep coming up with various types of tendencies. And then you will say, oh, this one is still here, this different one, the interpreter is still here, the comparer is still here. Then it just perpetuates the journey actually. It is ultimately going towards freedom. But for me, it seems so simple to just drop it all right now. Maybe when we see a whole lot of stuff is coming up, it is enough to say that this is just a whole lot of stuff coming up. All of it is just stuff, which means nothing to me. But it's okay if you find it helpful at this point to say, oh, this is this tendency, to label it and to show it the door. It is completely fine for now. Atma says, I'm realizing that nothing has ever lost, just as gone. Yes, we looked at that. Claire says, and then I can simply let it go. Like a stepping stone that helps. It's good. For now, it's good. Atma says, all come, stay for a bit, and then leave, but isn't lost. Nothing true is ever lost. Shanti says, it's beautiful to be here in the early morning hours. Very good to have you. Ginger says, the distance between me and all appearances is profound. An abyss. Yes. Yes. Nothing can cross this bridge. You cannot become part of the appearance, and the appearance cannot touch you. It's very good. Atma says, this morning, this old fear of losing something precious came back. Then previous day is gone, and every new waking up is like new life. Maybe it is fear of new. Just hand it over to me. Just hand it over. Kanchan says, Vasundhara is here. Namaste, dear one. Very good. Rashmi says, Father, there is still a sense of doership with closest roles, but I still feel totally something is so clear that the play will continue and the person is continuing to dissolve. But I totally remain untouched. I am just watching the play unfold. This is very good. Yes. With the closest roles, this sense of doership can still be strong. It's good that it is not denied and you see it, and in this seeing itself, it will continue to dissolve more and more. It's very good. Atma says, already handed over father while writing. Very good. Rashmi says, so simple, father. Yes. That's why we said the other day, supremely simple satsang. Just don't believe your next thought. You see, my presence, the presence of being is already working on you from the inside. The words are just an excuse for you to come to this presence. But the presence of being is my present to you. Yes, Rashmi says, even if the next thought is believed, nothing really changes. You see, this is what it is. Very good. Only the experience is different. Yes, this is very good. Shanti says, last night there was much mind activity and there was interpretation about it being unpleasant. But, and it's a good but, was seen as no different in essence than when interpretation was positive. Yes. Still kept feeling bad, but there was nothing to do about it. I'm here, I'm free anyway, or despite this negative condition. This is very good. See, both of you are saying the same thing. Now you're free from any state. You're not held hostage by the states. This is freedom. Freedom is not a state where we are picking that it should only be some state which can come and some should not come. This is freedom, what you are speaking of. All is allowed to come and makes no difference to you. You are unconcerned. Atma says, such a grace is just looking at you. Thank you, my dear. Aradhana says, yes, it is completely clear that it is being in your presence is clearing out the false. Presence is dissolving the mind until only love remains. Very good. Zoe says, sometimes recently words come out of my mouth that surprise even me in a good way. Like the various roles get played beautifully with no effort. Yes. This you will see is completely true. All the roles can happen with none of the seemingly stickiness, seemingly juiciness of thoughts. This is very good. Rashmi says supreme freedom. Yes. Prema says thank you for your presence of being. You're very welcome, my dear. Yudke says the seeing is so pure, and every word you are speaking in satsang strengthens this seeing. All is just falling away here. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. This is very beautiful. Jessie says bye bye, Ananta. Bye, my dear. Very good. Yes. Rashmi says yesterday anger played out with the children, but actually there was no anger, just was delivered that way. Hope this makes sense completely. Sometimes consciousness feigns this anger when it is required. All will play out as it is meant to. Very good. So now for the last 15 minutes, maybe all of us just be in silence unless there is a very strong burning freedom question. Let's just be in this beautiful presence of satsang. The true discovery, the true realization lies in this presence. Just before we start, we'll just catch up. Amaya says, it's beautiful. Almost nothing but freedom, reports, and surrenders. Very good. Here, there is such a distance to everything while letting go of next thought and let emotions flow through. Thank you. Very beautiful. Very good. Yes, not believe the next thought. Very good. I feel that I have already given you the master key. Now you're just digesting your own freedom. This is very good. So let's just be together in silence now. Allow everything to flow. Drop all effort. Drop all control. Let everything move as it must. Let all thoughts come and go. Let all emotions do whatever they want. Let your attention completely free. Let the flow of breath happen and at its own pace. No control over anything at all. Just let it all go. Don't resist anything at all. Stay completely open. No difference between inside and outside. Savor the taste of your own being. Taste the presence of I am. Stay like this. Don't pick up any effort. Hand your existence over to existence. Nothing can bother you here. Don't pick up any belief about yourself. Don't accept any stories about yourself. Hand over everything at the Sadguru's feet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this beautiful satsang today. Mujiji ki jai. So much love to all of you. Have a weekend which is filled with grace, love, peace, and joy.